So a few weeks ago, I had a gentleman reach out to us pointing out that another YouTuber, another creator is making fun of our channel, putting out content that, isn't putting RMRS in the best light. Now, as somebody that creates videos for the web, I expect at some point these videos are going to be used in a way that I didn't intend them to. But it's really the second part of the gentleman's note that I wanted to talk about. He wanted to know, what actions are we going to take? Are we going to go after and get retribution?
I will find you.
Good luck.
The answer? I'm not going to do anything, because when it comes down to it, I can't change somebody's opinion. I understand probably why the guy is creating that content. He wants to get views. And when it comes down to it, I just am not bothered by people I don't know, and I've got other things to do in my life. And gents, that's the first point I want to talk about in today's video, the ability to deal with slights, small insults. Just simply ignore them. We've all heard the saying, haters are going to hate. Well, there's a lot of truth in that, because there are just simply people out there that are going to find fault with anything you do. And as you become more successful, as you reach more people, you're going to find that those haters are going to come out of the woodwork and they're going to attack you. And I'll be honest, the first few times I was attacked online, it really bothered. But then I spoke with some other people that had had this happen to them. All of a sudden you realize, okay, you're just part of the club. This is a sign that you are on the right path. This means you're part of the success club. Congratulations. In today's video, gents, we're talking about signs that indicate that you are a man of strength and power. The next characteristic of a confident man, he's honest with himself, especially when the truth hurts. An uncomfortable example, you've got performance issues in the bedroom. Now you create excuses like, oh, I'm tired, I worked a long day, I just don't feel like it. But the reality is, erectile dysfunction is no joke. You need help. And gents, when it comes to ED, you're not alone. In fact, 52% of men at some point in their lives will deal with it. So what's my recommendation for dealing with erectile dysfunction easily, quickly, and discreetly? Gentlemen, check out Roman, the sponsor of today's video. Seriously, gents, this is how it works. Go to getroman.com/RMRS. Next, you chat with a healthcare professional and you get a diagnosis. After that, genuine medication is delivered to your door in discreet, unmarked packaging. And one of my favorite parts is that you can reach out to a healthcare professional in the Roman network whenever you need assistance or if you want to adjust your treatment plan. Let's just face it, gents, dealing with ED is not something you look forward to. But with Roman, you can get rid of the awkward conversations, the embarrassing conversations. You don't have to worry about any of that. The whole process is straightforward, simple, and discreet. So to get started, gents, go to getroman.com/RMRS for a free online visit, and if approved, you'll get $15 off your first order of ED treatment plus free 2-day shipping. Again, that's getroman.com/RMRS for $15 off your first order of ED treatment. The next sign of a confident man, he's willing to admit that he made a mistake, that he can be wrong, that he doesn't know the answer. Seriously, so many people think the key to confidence is always knowing what to do and never making a mistake. No, confident men trust their judgment, but they know it's not infallible. And what they believe in is their ability to find a way to adjust if they go down the wrong path initially. The next characteristic of a confident man, he brings command presence to the situation. And this is something I learned as a young officer. This is your demeanor. This is a quiet strength that you have, knowing that whatever the situation may throw at you, you will find a way to overcome, to adapt, to deal with the situation. It's one thing to learn it in theory, but to actually see it in combat is amazing. When everyone else is losing their head and you have a young officer, Lieutenant Herrera in this case, come out of his AAV and under fire, basically direct what needs to happen here, what needs to happen there, walking calmly from situation to situation and knowing that it's him instilling strength in his fellow Marines. Yes, on a company scale, you're probably not going to have something that dramatic. But what I would say is that whenever your company isn't doing well, you don't want to be screaming, you don't want to be losing your temper, you don't want to be telling people that their work is crap and they're the reason the company is failing. No, command presence is taking a step back, breathing, calming down, maybe simply taking stock of what do you have. It's bringing that calm leadership to chaos. There are always leadership opportunities. You don't have to be the CEO, but you could have, two people, one person. You simply just can command yourself. And all of a sudden, people are going to look to you because you're the calm in the storm. You are bringing order to disorder. Now, this next sign of a confident man, some of you guys are going to disagree with me on it, but hear me out. I don't think that you should take unsolicited advice. In fact, you should ignore it. Why? Well, first up, the person that's giving the advice, it's really for them. It makes them feel good to contribute, to give this information. Here's the thing, is that you've got so much information, especially if you're running a company, if you are a public figure, if you're somebody that's going after something, you're going to have just everybody throwing information at you, wanting to give you their intake, their advice. And to an extent, I do see the value in taking that, but only if you're running a focus group, only if you are actually actively reaching out to that person for that advice. But unsolicited advice, especially when it comes at you in volume, this can be dangerous because that person doesn't understand the situation. Most of the time, you're trying to stay focused in on your goal. And I do believe getting feedback should be a part of the process. So again, pay for a focus group, reach out to people, but when that unsolicited advice just keeps coming in and you change direction based off it, when they don't necessarily understand what your goals and mission are, this can be a dangerous thing. Again, if you disagree with this, let me know down below. The next sign of a confident man, he isn't afraid to say no to good opportunities. A lot of you guys are saying, well, you got to say yes to everything. You've got to go after everything. Here's the problem. If you say yes to every good opportunity, when an amazing opportunity comes by, you're going to be overpacked. You're going to be overcommitted. And how many times has that happened to you? That you've said yes, 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 and all of a sudden your weekend, your off time is all full. You are overcommitted and you don't have time to rest. You don't have time for yourself. You don't have time actually for your family or for doing the things that you want to do for yourself. Take time to actually give yourself that margin. Give yourself that rest time so that you can be ready when that amazing, that once in a lifetime opportunity comes by. That 20%. That 30% that you leave open, and it's going to be tough because you want to say yes to all these good opportunities. FOMO, it's a real thing, the fear of missing out. But when you do this and you give yourself that margin, you're going to be amazed because you're going to be able to better spot and be able to jump on those amazing opportunities when they pop up. Now, gents, if you're enjoying today's video, do me a favor. Feed the almighty YouTube algorithm by smashing that like button. Even if you don't like the video, hit the dislike button. I don't care. Point being is interact with these videos. That way they reach more people. And if you've got something that if I missed a point that you're like, Antonio, it should have been in this video, let me know in the comments below. Now, building off that last point, when you do say yes, give generously of your resources, of your time, of your expertise. And so many people, they just don't have the confidence to give. They feel they've got this scarcity mindset. They feel that if they give information, especially to someone who could be perceived as a competitor, that information could be used against them. And there is always that chance. But what happens when you start giving out information, you start sharing? Well, look what happened to me. All of a sudden, I become this person that other tailors started reaching out to me when I owned a tailored suit. Then I had stylists reaching out to me. Then I just had average people reaching out, regular guys just like you, following my videos and learning from this information. This didn't make me any poorer. In fact, it brought me opportunities that I never even saw. And that's what happens when you have an abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset. The scarcity mindset is the belief that, well, if I give or I invest here, I put this money over here, I'm going to have less, versus looking at what this money over here can do for you, or the fact that you had to give up some of your resources, how it makes room for you to actually go earn more. It motivates you to earn more, to think of new ways to grow. And that's an abundance mindset. It's the belief that the pie isn't a set size. That yes, if you give away a piece of it, guess what? We can just make the pie larger. And when you understand that mindset, and this is something it took me a long time to see this, but when you do, it's an amazing concept that applies to almost everything in your life. The next sign of a confident man, he isn't afraid to make fun of himself. In fact, it's always better to probably make fun of yourself than to make fun of other people. Most people don't like that, even if they laugh and they go along with it. So if you are so confident in your abilities and what you bring to the table that you don't mind a little bit of self-depreciating humor, did I say that right? Let me know in the comments. Point being is, yeah, just, jab at yourself and you're going to get some good laughs and you can move on. But it shows that you are confident, that you believe in yourself enough that you can, even at your own expense, let people laugh and just move on. And this is getting back to that first point. This is why I don't care if somebody makes fun of me online. It's online. It's not like they're showing up at my house. They're not putting my family in danger. They are simply using me maybe to get more views, to be able to get a laugh out of their audience. Who cares? At the end of the day, if you watch my videos, if you actually understand my message here at Roman Real Style, you know what it is. To help you become the man you know yourself to be. For you to be able to leverage the science of style to be able to get more out of life. And if anyone's got a problem with that, then they can unsubscribe. They can get off of my channel, because what I'm trying to do here is give you guys the tools to improve your life. And more men that improve their lives is going to make just this world a better place. The next sign of a confident man, he surrounds himself with people that are better than him in maybe certain areas. They have certain expertise, which he is weak in. They have strong opinions, and they're willing to disagree with him and push him. That's how you get stronger, not by surrounding yourself with followers, surrounding yourself with people that never question you. If you surround yourself with yes people, you are going to think that you're infallible. You're going to think that you don't make mistakes, and you are human, and everyone makes mistakes. What you want are people that are going to push you, people that are going to challenge you, because it's iron against iron that creates the sharp sword. It's not simply, I can't think of anything else to say. That one's pretty self-evident, right? This is a tough one. And I'm not saying that everyone around you has to be pushing you. Everyone has to be at a high level. But it is something that you want to have, that inner circle of people that you trust, people that you engage with, people that you have that push you. Create a mastermind. Find a way to get those people around you. The next sign of a confident man, a man that walks with confidence. How to walk with confidence. Guys, I got you covered in this video right here. Seriously, I break out how to walk like you look like you're going someplace. You are a man with direction. I had a lot of fun with this video. And go check it out, guys. It's a great one. How to walk with confidence. I think I do some dancing in this video, so yes, you will enjoy it. Go check it out right here.